This is Jeremy with CryoClarity, and in this video, we're going to be going over the venous structures associated with the heart. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos talking about the blood flow or anything like that, you'll note that I've already said the superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, and the coronary sinus are the three venous structures that enter the right atrium. So whenever we talk about the heart, those are going to be three paramount venous structures to talk about. So we're going to break each one down. The superior vena cava, as we can see, is made up of two different structures. These are going to be the right and left brachiocephalic veins, respectively. And each brachiocephalic vein, both right and left, is going to be made up of an internal jugular vein and a subclavian vein on that respective side. So the right brachiocephalic vein is made up of the right internal jugular and right subclavian veins, while the left is made up of the left. So that kind of tells us the venous flow all the way to the superior vena cava if we disregard the veins that dump into the internal jugular and subclavian veins respectively. But that allows us to see and know that the superior vena cava drains blood above the heart, and that includes the upper extremities. So blood from the upper extremities and above the heart drain into the right atrium via the superior vena cava, while blood from all else drains into the heart via the inferior vena cava. And that excludes blood that comes from the heart itself. So the left and right coronary arteries and their branches supply blood to the actual heart itself, while the aorta takes the blood elsewhere in systemic circulation. And the blood that drains what the coronary arteries supply is drained by the coronary sinus into this right atrium. And that's an exclusive rule that we can use most of the time, but these anterior cardiac veins break it. So the coronary sinus, as one of the main three venous structures that dumps into the right atrium, is found here within the coronary sulcus, also known as the atrioventricular groove or sulcus. And that coronary sinus basically acts as a reservoir for all cardiac veins to dump into before going into the right atrium. But the anterior cardiac veins break that rule, because if we look here and we know that the endpoint is the right atrium, why would these cardiac veins that are closer to the right atrium in proximity than the coronary sinus take the long way around whenever they can just dump into the right atrium altogether and surpass that coronary sinus? So the coronary sinus acts as a reservoir and basically drains the venous blood associated with the heart, with the exception of the anterior cardiac veins that dump directly into the right atrium.